course, the panelists for doing a fantastic job this afternoon. But just like Ms. Foluke has said, if we look at the whole ecosystem, when it gets to the point where you need to have the human element, right? And you're done with your digitalization and all that, what infrastructure do we have in place? Also fortunate to be in the same team with Ms. Poluke, the transportation team on the EFCFTA. We're looking at infrastructure, and when we're talking about transportation, it's a whole, the whole system of transportation should be involved. If you look at the seaside, you look at the maritime bit of it. You also look at the land side. For instance, if you get to the other side of Tinkan Island, there it's chaotic on the other side. You can't even move your containers out of that place in a week. Assuming that you have finished what you're doing with the ports or in the ports, and you need to move your goods out of the port. How soon can you move your things out of the port? So we're looking at a whole, a lot of issues here. So when we're talking about digitalization, we should also be looking at the real issues, and which is infrastructure. Do we have the infrastructure? Of course, when we talk about shipping, we make references to our neighbors, Ghana. We talk about Togo. We even talk about Benin Republic. When did we get here, or how did we get here? So the main issue here is we need to tell ourselves the truth. How are we going to talk? I mean, NPA is doing a good job. Everybody's saying, doing good. I mean, shippers can't and all that, but we don't have the infrastructure. Who is responsible to get these things right? So each time we hear stories like we need a concerted effort from all stakeholders, someone has to be responsible for something. So who is responsible for getting the roads fixed? Now, when we talk about infrastructure, do we look at our impact assessment of this infrastructure in the years to come? The NPA woman said something quite interesting. I did my IT in NPA years ago as an intern. The railways were working. They were put there as part of the system of transportation for ease of transportation. Now we have tank farms on some of those routes. So if you want to fix that, what are you going to do about the tank farm owners? Now, what is our alternative? We're still talking about juggernauts using the local rails. And well, others are using electronic rails. So people are talking about the future.
So we'll call it a wrap here. Our time is actually fast spent. The key thing is digital is the way forward. However, digital does not strive just on the air. There are infrastructures that must be put in place. Very, very important, to make these things happen. And these infrastructures are what we are pushing for. So once they are in place, I believe Nigeria will regain its glory, as Madam rightly said, that it used to be so, but now it's no more so. We hope that someday, sometime, to come back to what it used to be, and more than that. It's nice having you guys today. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you.
Thank you very much, panelists. Thank you, Ope Babalola. Thank you, Chinedu. Thank you, Ms. Poluke. Thank you, Mohammed Bello Koko's representative. Thank you, Mr. Bayomi Adewuyi. And finally, thank you, Mr. Adekunle Olushile. Please give them a round of applause once again for that discussion on infrastructure. We have finally come to the end of DCP OTN 2022, and it has been really enlightening. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being attentive. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for interacting. Thank you for networking. That was very important. Thank you for meeting each other, exchanging contacts. All right. Before we go for our lunch break, which is going to be the signal to the end of this event, I'm going to invite again the founder and chief executive officer, the very beautiful, very delectable, very elegant, very black, very shining, very amazing, very intelligent, very excellent, Mims Bamidele Owola, CEO. Welcome to Africa International, to give us a closing remarks as we wrap up digitalizing customs. Ooh, look at you. You look more radiant than that time.
Okay, so thank you so much for attending. I hope you indeed found today interesting. Some of the things that was touched on today included the lengthy processes across trade in Nigeria, the duplication of activities across agencies and across states, the delays at ports, which ultimately affects businesses trying to import and export, which then affects the Nigerian economy, how agencies work in silos, and the fact that many of the ports across the country are actually underutilized. I know that there are indeed a lot of roundtables, there's a lot of conferences, a lot of trainings. And one of the things that we're very, very concerned at Welcome to Africa is to see how we can turn these ideas and these discussions to actual action points. Because if not, the truth is all of this is kind of irrelevant if we don't see how we can turn these ideas into actual deliverables. I'm very, very concerned about that. So I want to thank again all the speakers that made their contributions. I want to thank them for their insights, and all of everything that's been sent, that has been discussed here, will be sent to all the relevant agencies. I'm proud to mention that we have an ongoing MOU with the Convention of Business Integrity. And one of the key elements of this collaboration is to see how we can facilitate relationships and see how best we can contribute and promote trade and investment in Nigeria. As I mentioned earlier, moving forward, there would be a communique, all of which will be sent to everyone here and those that should have been here, most especially government agencies, so that they can have a call to action. And our plan is to work with these government agencies to ensure that these action points are actually delivered. In addition to working with these government agencies, we have existing partners, and we want to, again, really look at how we can, mobilize trade, mobilize investments into the country. And this roundtable is a very small reflection of our efforts. So I'm a lady of very few words, and it's on that note I would like to thank everyone for being here. I'd like to thank our partners, 14365, the Convention on Business Integrity, Nexim Bank, Web Fontaine, and the Maritime Anti-Corruption Network. And of course, everyone here, everyone from Welcome to Africa International, Chichi, our programs lead. She's done fantastically, even though I don't always say this, but you're doing very well. And of course, some of our team members that are in our Abuja office. So thank you once again. We really appreciate your presence here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having us. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you for doing this. And we look forward to more. I mentioned earlier that the former Comptroller General of Customs, Haman Kojoli, passed, and because of that, they could not be here physically. However, the Nigerian Customs Service recognized the importance of this event, and they sent their apologies for not coming in person, for not making it to the roundtable. And an official statement by the customs will be emailed to all the participants for DCPOTN 2022 after the event that would highlight the position and the contribution of the customs service to the digitalization of port operations and trade in Nigeria. So on behalf of customs, we send our apologies. All right, Armstrong, quickly remind me what the name of the lady that wore green blazer is. She's behind you. Chai. Chiaka. All right, Chiaka, please can you grab a microphone? I remember very well that I paired you with someone, and I didn't remember to ask about your couple adventure. So who did I pair you with? Or the person has gone. He left already. All right. Who else? Who else? By anybody? The person left already. Oh, you're not even sure. It might be outside the room. I can't find the person. Okay, but you networked with someone. So thank you everyone for participating. It's about time to go for your lunch and okay, group photo. Lunch is ready. Yes, so you can go. Okay. So she gave her own closing remark, and I'm about to give mine. My name is Sean Bankole once again. Thank you for having me as your MC for today. I said earlier that I'm a TV presenter and also an event host. So this is what I do. Talking is my forte. I talk everywhere I go at every event. So, all right. Your lunch is outside. Please have your lunch before you leave. And there are banners outside and backdrops for you to take pictures. So please maximize them, take pictures. But first of all, we want to have group pictures inside here with our sponsors. So please, representatives from Nexim Bank, One Port 365, all our sponsors, please can you come forward for a group photograph? And then any other person that wants to take pictures can step outside and use the backdrop. All our sponsors, pictures quickly. Thank you as you come forward. And thank you as you go for your lunch as well. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.